In this week's video, I want to talk about money and how for many coaches, their beliefs about money are sabotaging their business. So their beliefs about money in general, but also their beliefs about their ability to make money. And so I want to dive into this because I find that many coaches have a lot of hangups around money and making money, and that it really holds them back in their business. And just to give you some examples, a lot of the beliefs we have come from childhood, have come from our parents, from society, maybe from religion. So you've probably heard that money is the root of all evil. If you have money or you want a lot of money, that makes you greedy. It's bad or uncomfortable or sleazy to ask for money for your services. That you should be a minimalist and be really frugal and happy with very little money, or that you just don't have the ability to make much money. Maybe you never have, and you feel like you have this limit as far as how much money you can actually create in your life. And so I want to dive into some of these things and give you some tools as far as how to start shifting your beliefs around money and your ability to make money, so that if you want to bring in more money in your life, which I think is a very good thing. I think money is amazing, and I'm going to talk more about why. But if you want to start bringing in more money, really some things you want to be thinking about to shift these beliefs, so that you can allow that money to come into your life. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is that money is a tool. And when it comes to a tool, it's something that is neutral. It's not positive and it's not negative. It's how we use it that makes the difference, and it's how we think about it that makes the difference. So to give you an example, a hammer is a tool, right? A hammer could be amazing because I could use it to build a stool, to build a house, to hammer a nail in a wall, and hang up a picture. But potentially it could also become a weapon. I could use it to hurt someone. I could use it to kill someone. And so it's a tool, okay? It's not positive, it's not negative, and money is the same thing. It's a tool, it's not positive, and it's not negative. So I want you to put that out there first so you can just kind of shift that. If you think about, like, do I have this thoughts about money that's making it this like positive thing or this really negative thing, and become aware of that, especially if you're making it be a negative thing. Like, you want more money, but you think it's a negative thing, right? Like that's not going to work. You're going to hit resistance, right? So just be aware of that. The second thing is that money allows you to have choices in your life. And I think we forget about this, or we don't really put two and two together. But this is why I think having money is so important, because it gives you the choice to decide what you want in your life and the things you want to invest in. So for example, for a lot of us, especially for coaches and when we're in health and wellness, it's important to eat organic, high quality food. If you don't have money and enough money, you cannot invest in that food, right? You might have to eat food that's not organic, that's GMO, and you don't have that choice, right? And how about natural healthcare, right? Or holistic healthcare, as opposed to being reliant on insurance, or if you live somewhere where you have your government pays for all your healthcare, you have to just do whatever it is that is getting paid for, as opposed to investing maybe in alternative therapies or alternative practitioners that you may want to be working with right there, right? Like, if you don't have the money, you don't have that choice, which is just the way it is in our world at the moment, okay? And what about traveling? Like, if you need money to travel, right? To check out new places, to go on adventures and explore. Of course, there's plenty you can do without spending a lot of money, but you're limited. If you have more money, you can go anywhere, right? So, and you want to, what about like living where you want to live, or investing in learning the things you want to learn, like, getting further education on things and working on your own personal growth, or investing into retirement and maybe into property and stocks and, things like that. It gives you choices, and it gives you the choice to do the work that you want to do too, right? Like if you have a business that's bringing in the income that you want, you can do whatever work you want. You can do the work you're passionate about, right? So it's about choices. And I want you to just be able to shift that mindset and be able to see that money allows you to have choices in your life, okay? The other thing, and I think this gets a bad rap, but money does equal power. And I think that having power is a good thing, and that, once again, power is a tool. It's not positive. It's not negative. It's how you use it, right? So once again, you can support the things you believe in when you have money, whether that's donating money to things, or even think about it when you're investing in organic food or investing in like recyclable products. You are putting your money into the things that you believe in, or, like an electric car or something like that, solar energy, right? Like you're investing in the things and supporting the things financially that you believe in, which allows those things to grow, right? So the other thing is you can make a bigger impact on people when you have money, because you're able to get out there in a bigger way. You are taken care of, your needs are taken care of. So instead of worrying about surviving and how am I going to survive, how am I going to pay my bills, you're actually able to thrive and make a bigger impact, okay? You can get out there and you can inspire people and teach and share and transform, and you're able to do that in a bigger way when you are financially taken care of. And then, of course, like I said, when it comes to like insurance and stuff too, you get to make choices about what it is you're investing in, right? So you have more power as far as your choices and investing in the things that are important to you, okay? And supporting those causes. And of course, influencing people, right? If you are out there and people are able to see you, you are making an impact, okay? So one thing I want you to think about, and this is talking more about when it comes to selling your services as a coach, is that the things we invest money into are the things that we commit to and that we are more likely to follow through on. So by charging for your services and charging a rate that feels good to you, you are much more likely to get a higher level of commitment from your clients, which means they are going to be more likely to follow through and get the results they want. And this is a win-win for you, because obviously it's supporting you financially, and it's also helping your clients get better results, right? If we invest very little into something, we don't take it seriously. And I know I've invested in a lot of programs personally that weren't a big investment for me. And a lot of times they just sit in my inbox for years, maybe forever. And I haven't even touched them, or touched them for a couple days and then forgot them, right? And so if I invest in something that feels like it's a lot of money to me, which obviously it's all relative to all of us, right? Like what's a lot of money to me may be totally different than what's a lot of money to you or someone else. But if it feels like it's a stretch for me or a big investment, I'm much more likely to follow through and get really good results, take it seriously, right? Okay, so the other thing is that you want to allow your clients to make an investment in something that's important to them because it feels good, right? Like I get excited about investing in things that I really want, or that I know are going to make a big impact in my life. And like I said, I'm going to get more out of it when I'm actually making that investment, as opposed to if someone just gave it to me for free. So it's just the way it is, right? Because it's an even exchange, an even energetic exchange. Like, money is energy, your time, your effort, your coaching is energy. So it's an even exchange of energy there, okay? So the last thing that I think comes up for a lot of coaches is just your beliefs that you have about your personal ability to make money in your life. And maybe you've always been someone who's made a certain amount of money, or you haven't made very much money. And so you think that's just the way it is for you, that you can't make more money. You're not capable of it. It's just not really who you are. It's not that important to you. And what I want you to know is just because you've made a certain amount of money in the past, it has no influence on how much money you are capable of making. You are capable of making as much money as you want to make, okay? That's a fact. There's so many people who have come from nothing, who have been able to create millions and millions of dollars in their life. Like, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It depends on what you want and what you believe you are capable of and what you're willing to take action to make happen, okay? So you want to think about, like, so as a coach, like, how do you create money, right? So what you want to think about is money is created when you provide value. So you are actually getting paid for the value you provide, which means the value, the transformation that you help people achieve in their life, okay? So that's what you want to think about. You don't even want to think about like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm getting paid hourly or whatever. Like, think about the value that you are adding to someone's life by them working with you and getting a certain transformation that you help them achieve, okay? And that really thinking about I want you to think about like future possibility when it comes to you and what you can create, and not get caught up in the past and what you've done in the past, right? If you get so caught up in the past, you just recreating your past, whereas future is unwritten. You can create as much money as you want. So think about the value, think about the future and what you want to create, and focus on that. And then what I also want you to think about is that for a lot of coaches, they have a hard time accepting money. And for most of us, we've worked a job at some time in our life. And what happens when you work a job is that there's still a client who is paying for a service or a product to the company that you work for, and then that company is paying you. When you are an entrepreneur, when you are a coach, what happens is you are taking away the company, so that middleman that someone is paying, and instead the client is paying you directly. There's no difference except for that you're taking away a company that you work for, and instead someone's just paying you directly, okay? I think when you think about it this way, it really helps, because I think a lot of us really get caught up in us being the one who accepts the money, and it's no different. Like, if you're working for a company, there's a client who's paying the company. Now your client is just paying you directly instead of the client paying the company and the company paying you. So I think when you can just think about it that way, it just kind of helps shift those thoughts you have about like, oh my gosh, someone's paying me directly and I'm asking someone for money. Like, it's that way if you work for a company as well. It's just you're taking away that middleman, okay? So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 4 things or 5 things that I've gone through are really like a big takeaway for you? Or are you finding any of these beliefs or thoughts are coming up for you around money that you feel like are really limiting you from creating the income that you want in your coaching business? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want notifications each time I post a new video. Hit the little bell next to the subscribe and you will get sent a notification each week when I post a new video. So I want to thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. Get out there, start helping people, start making money so that you can have the choices you want and the power to make a big impact in the really positive way. The more coaches, healers, thought leaders who are out there and doing positive work in the world and making money, the better. We want money in the hands of the people who are doing good work in the world, who are making a big impact, who are making the world a better place. That's you, right? That's what you want to be doing. So accept the money and make it a good thing so that we have more people with more money who are doing good in the world, okay? All right, thank you for joining me. I will see you in next week's video.